Hi, welcome to the second episode of Shir HaShirim. We're going through the megillah first with a variety of literal translations. After a brief recap of some of the basic points from the previous two chapters, we will be covering chapters 3 and 4 this week. I hope you enjoy. Of Parak Aleph and Bet.
For David, right? Not for all of
us. Mainly for me, honestly. So as much as we can talk about a storyline in Shir HaShirim, so we saw at least a couple things that I think are worth reiterating in Parak Aleph and Parak Bet.
Animal themes.
Animal themes, absolutely.
People
being compared
to furries. I don't know.
Right, people being compared to various animals. We know that the Ra'aya, the woman, is dark from being a
Vineyard keeper.
A vineyard keeper, yeah, someone who's not a farmer exactly, but someone who tends the land. We know the Dode is a shepherd because she was asking where is he with the sheep. We know that she's dark because she mentions that the fact that she's dark, Oile Kedar, swarthy. We know that we get a lot of the female perspective, which is unusual in Tanakh, and not just the female perspective, but the female chasing after the male more than the other way around. We began kind of in media res that Yishakeni Nishiko's Pio, we have no background on these people. We don't know who they are.
They just start out kissing.
She starts out requesting him to show her affection, certainly.
That makes a lot of sense if the woman is from Yisrael and Hashem is God.
Right.
Yeah,
right, absolutely. So I think we can start Parag Gimel if someone wants to do the honors for us. We're going to need Hebrew and English, por favor.
It's okay to use this one? This translation?
They just do the allegory in there, right?
Yeah, they don't do literal.
So I'd like to get at least some of the literal. We can bring in the allegory too, but I want to make sure people know what the words actually mean.
Which one?
The one at the bottom.
So the two on top of that stack have Hebrew and English on the page.
Right.
This one?
The two on top. The printout and the Blochs. Yeah, Chana and Ariel Bloch. They do Hebrew and English, and then they have the notes in the back. Their translation has been very highly praised in academia, but I think is just sorely off base, and we can kind of talk about why. You can take the bookmark out. That's fine.
Which one is highly
praised? This one, the one he's got. That one is the one that had tapuach as apricot, by the way.
At night in my bed I longed. Bekashi es ace shahab nafshi for my only love. Bekashti veloy misasi. I sought him, but he did not find him.
Okay, so I'm gonna just interrupt as much as much or as little as I can. Amishkavi balelo, she's looking for. She's seeking out her lover, right? Parak Gimel
on her bed.
3-1. You're in a different megillah. So what she has said is in and of itself self-contradictory.
Right.
I'm lying on my couch looking for my guy. That's not the way to find.
Wherefore art thou,
right.
guy? You just looking up from the couch,
And this prompts at least some of the people who are going to interpret this whole thing as a dream sequence to say she's in bed, she's talking about seeking out the lover, but she doesn't actually go and do any of this. She's just sort of dreaming the whole experience.
I'm saying, she can't be thinking about, let's say, what she tried to do during the day or the day before.
She could, but to be mevakesh usually implies more than just oh, it'd be nice if he was here, and you're going to see what she does in the next sentence.
Okay. I must rise and go about the city. Bashvakim over chavos, the narrow streets and squares till I find avakshes es sha'ava nafshi, my only love. Bekashi b'masasi. I saw him everywhere, but I could not find him.
So that phrase "bikashti v'lo metzativ" is an exact replica from the pasuk before. Mm-hmm. So I could have left it out in the first pasuk and waited until she went out and did stuff, But she mentions it both in lying down and in getting up and looking for her lover.
Uni Hashomim, then the watchman found me. Hasovim Ba'ir.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
The watchman found me.
Then the watchman found me.
Okay.
Here it says
Yeah.
they found me.
Yeah.
And this one says they found me. It leaves out the watchman.
Okay, I met the watchman.
Oh, okay.
But Matsa'ani is I found.
Yeah.
Matsuuni, right. I found them, not they found me.
It's I have they found me.
Okay.
The watchman would go around.
I met.
Like you have.
Okay.
Hasovim Ba'ir. They went about the city. Ace Shahava Nafshi Ba'ishim. Have you seen him? Have you seen the one I love?
Okay. So a couple of things. First of all, we're now meeting new people that we haven't met before. There are these people who are the guardians of the city. Hashomrim Hasovim Ba'ir. They not only are they the guards, like guards standing watch on the wall, but they're patrolling the city, right? And then she asks for the guy with no name, right? She's like, "Do you know where the one I love is?" How are they supposed to know that, right?
You guys know Steve. You know.
Not even Steve. Do you know that guy that I like so much?
Yeah.
Like, there's an intention, and it's something that I don't think we pointed out before, but there are no names, right? We'll get to, we mentioned Shlomo in the first pasuk, and we're going to see mentions of Shlomo's name later on. We get to some like cryptic references to like the Shulamit, and a couple times where we'll have to deal with whether or not we're actually getting proper names. But so far in the book, we have no idea what the Dode or the Raya's name is, and she's intentionally not using his name here.
Others have found me.
Right.
Now, I'm just saying, just alternative interpretation here.
Yeah, please.
If you had, let's say, a famous celebrity, okay, and she's lost in the streets, and she's like, "Have you seen my husband?" They might know who she's talking about.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, let's say, for whatever reason, Kate Middleton is lost in the streets of London, and
Okay.
she goes to a police officer, and she's like, "Have you seen my husband?" That's the prince. They know who that is. She
Fair.
doesn't have to say, "Have you seen Prince William?"
Right.
Or
Fair.
It's Prince William. Right.
Sure.
They're going to be like, "Oh, Your Majesty," like, "Oh, yes, let's get right on that."
Right.
Just a thought.
No,
that
I love that you said that. I want you to hold that for the next time that we meet, that she meets these same guards. She's going to meet them again later on in the Megillah.
Put names to the guards.
What are their names?
Moshe and Aaron.
Oh no! So in the allegory, right? So that's from Rashi in the Medrash that this is Moshe and Aaron. It's not in the words themselves. We don't get any names.
I don't know. They don't put any names to what.
Well, also, this is supposed to be an allegory between God and Bnei Yisrael.
God and Bnei Yisrael, or the neshama and the guf,
so one would definitely know the other.
Right,
If
for
you're
sure.
reading is an allegory.
For sure. But
Right, then who are the guards? I mean,
the nations. We'll get to the allegory. Yeah. Okay, but now remember, she goes, and these are the guys that are patrolling around the city. She asks them. We get no answer from them because in the next pasuk she knows exactly where the guy is.
Kamash Arvati Mehen, I just passed him. As Shemasasi Es Hashava Nafshi, when I had found my only love. Achaztiv V'lo Penu, I held him. I would not let him go. As Shehav Osiv El Beis Imini, until I brought him to my mother's house. V'el Cheder Harasi, to my mother's room. That's just wrong.
Right?
Wrong.
Really weird.
Introducing to mom.
Why? It's the first name.
1 second. You have into my mother's room.
Yeah.
Okay. Cheder Horasi. Is anyone else?
house and to the chamber of her who conceived me.
Okay.
We have
Yeah.
the same-
Yeah. I have similar. No, you have a different translation, but you have the same words.
Cheder
It-
Horati, like the room where I was.
Where I was conceived.
Right.
Right. That's a weird thing to say.
Weird thing to do.
A weird thing to. Yeah, well, she's the one that's taking all the initiative here. She's grabbing him. Whether or not it seems he even wants to go with her, right? Before we were talking about he was kind of peering through the window and he's a little timid, and now she's dragging him by the hair and bringing him back to her house, and not just to her house, but El Beit Imi, and we're going to see the thing that is missing from the entire Megillah is any reference to a father. Right. So we know she had a mother. We get no reference. Usually, it's to the father's house, right?
It's
Beit Imi is an unusual thing.
Beit Imi is an unusual thing. Yes.
No, I'm saying Beit Imi, it's the same thing. Beit Imi is unusual.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, now we
Do
get
we see this
a
anywhere
familiar
else in
refrain.
Tanakh?
So
My mother's
Yitzchak
house.
takes Rivka into the
Oh,
tent of his mother and is consoled after his
right.
mother. But that's about as close as I can think of.
All right.
V'at yasem nos Yerushalayim, daughters of Yerushalayim, swear to me, Svos o ba'yos asoda, by the gazelles, by the deer in the field, im ta'iru, that you will never awaken, im toru es ha'ava, that you will never awaken love, ad shetechbatz, until it is ripe.
Okay, so this is kind of, and there's a stuma here, so this is the end of an idea, but this is like the end of a poem, right? She was looking for the man, she finds the man, so we've come to the conclusion of a narrative, and now we're going to start a new narrative.
No, but it culminates with the concept of having her reach out to Blochs Yerushalayim because she's reached her pinnacle as to what she wanted.
Right. She achieved what she wanted. She got the man that she was looking for, and now she doesn't want to be like, taken away from this experience, right? If she's dreaming it, she doesn't want to wake up from the dream, and if it's in reality, she doesn't. What's that?
This is Nirvana. Stay here.
Right.
This is perfect.
Yeah. Okay. Let's keep going.
Mizos element on midbar. Who is that rising from the desert? Moros ashan, like a pillar of smoke. Kuteris, more lavona, more fragrant with myrrh and with frankincense.
You have more fragrant for Mikuteret?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else have a different translation for Mikuteret?
Perfumed.
Perfumed. I like that. I like that just because I'm going to say it's wrong.
I got frankincense.
What's that?
I got frankincense.
That's Livona.
What?
Livona is
Keteris is a mixture of spices.
Right.
Am I right too far?
Burning,
So it could be spiced.
burning fragrant.
Maybe it's like.
So we mentioned last time that some of
It's
this,
kind of like a verb, isn't it?
yeah, it's to be made into ketoret, right? Spiced. And we talked about last time that the different spices that we get referenced over here are actually from the ketoret. But actually, I should let you finish the pasuk. Why don't you finish the pasuk and then I'll.
No, only part of the Ketars.
Oh, right, only part of the ketoret. Yes.
Good smelling.
No, I said in clouds. In clouds of myrrh and frankincense.
In clouds. Okay. So sorry, Mikol Avkat Rochel. What are those?
Then all the spices of the merchant.
Okay. So this was an interesting thing that was pointed out in a shir I heard from Rabbi Shai Held. Frankincense, Livona, is not something anyone should ever put on if they're going on a date. It's apparently not like a perfume that people would wear. They imported these spices from Arabia and other places. What you're getting over here is a description, and this is what leads to the allegory, right? People would not wear these kinds of fragrances. Maybe the myrrh, I don't know, but certainly not Livona. People are not putting on frankincense before they go out on a date.
Right. It's like eau de motor oil,
Whatever. Yes.
But technically, it has a nice fragrance, just not in the body.
I can't tell you what frankincense smells like, but it's not something that people would wear.
Right. It's like if you go to like one of those Great Wolf Lodges and you smell like the burning fireplace. Like you're not gonna put burning fireplace like smoke scent on you like from the barbecue, smoking Joe's barbecue sauce on your neck like to try to entice your lover. You're not gonna put smoke stuff.
Right.
Like it's a nice smell, like it's fragrant, you enjoy it, but it's not like it doesn't conjure.
We have a diffuser, and one of the central oils is like fresh cut grass.
Right.
Which is nice, but not necessarily.
Right.
Or like
it doesn't
fresh
connote
linen.
romance.
Right.
Romance.
Right.
Romance. I said romance.
We'll get back to that later about you having the diffuser. Hine Mataso Shalish Loma.
Yes.
The splendors of King Solomon. Shishim Gebarim.
Wait, you have the splendor. Did I
Yeah.
mark that up?
Question mark.
Yeah, because that's for me. There's no. They just made up some words.
Oh really?
Hine mitaso Shlomo. Behold the couch of Shlomo. There is Shlomo's couch.
Behold the resting place of
Right.
Shlomo.
They threw in. What did they throw in? The luxurious couch or something?
The splendors of
Splendors. There's no word splendors here. They just made that up.
Yeah.
They did. I'm sorry.
They did.
Shishim Gebarim Sarvav La Migibari Israel, the bravest of Israel, surrounded his bed. 3 score warriors.
Three
Kula,
score.
3 score warriors.
Wow. Okay, that's the same as 60, which is
Right.
what the number is.
Kula,
Oh, we'll let it go.
Kula Mahuze, Chereb, Melamde, Muhammad, each of them skilled in battle. Ish Chabar Al Yurecha, each with a sword on his thigh. Yipacha Balelos, against the terror of night.
Okay, so
And the thing is, King Shlomo had the most peaceful reign of all the Jewish kings,
yes,
which
true.
is so that
So the Gemara uses this to talk about Ashmedai,
Right, and
and
the
what
whole
he's
thing.
afraid of is this demon that was coming to replace him.
right, and then he pulls out the thing with the wine, and Benayahu Ben Yehoiada is dispatching with the whole thing, but still.
Okay, so I know they don't read this way, but most translations read this as question and answer. Mizot olam min hamidbar is the question in pasuk 6, and then the answer in 7 and 8 is you want to know what's coming up from the like a smokestack. It's the mitav Shlomo, which is this whole entourage guarding it, etc. The other thing I should point out, I'm not sure if I should save it for later or not, but I'll do it now. There are a lot of allusions in the words that are being used over here to other phrases in Tanakh, like Timrot Ashan.
Right.
Where else do we have
Hey,
Timrot Ashan?
Haggadah.
Right? Dam ve'esh v'timrot Ashan. That's in Yoel, and it's talking about a Kadosh Baruch Hu. So even though, and this is something that I want to address more at length when we do the whole book, even though this Megillah does not use the name of God at all, there are lots of, we'll call them oblique references to God through the words that the choice of words that we have in here. Okay, so the question was, what's coming up? The answer is, it's this bed of Shlomo with 60 people guarding it because they're afraid of what's going to happen at night.
Period. Arsalah HaMelech Shlomo, King Solomon built a pavilion.
You have pavilion?
Yeah.
Okay, let's finish the pasuk, and then I'm going to ask everyone what their translation for Apirion is.
Me'aseh HaLebanon, from the cedars of Lebanon.
One second. Who's got another translation? What did you have? A pavilion for Apirion?
I like that.
Palanquin.
Palanquin. Okay.
That's what I got.
I don't even know what that is. Yeah.
Pavilion.
Tabernacle for his
Hold
presence.
on.
Tabernacle.
Google will help us resolve this.
Okay. And you'll see other translations like
It's
sedan.
a very, very large opening.
Canopy?
It's a portable thing, right? It's something that they stick on the shoulders. If anyone who's watching the Book of Boba Fett, it's what they move the huts around on.
I refuse.
You can't refuse. It's
I
great.
can't watch Disney Plus. Can't do it.
Anyway, you can picture, right? The super strong guys have got this thing with poles, and there's like a portable.
Like from
It's a shade thing to give
from History of the World Part
cover
1.
to the people.
Please
Okay.
step on the same foot at the same time.
Right, they're carrying around royalty, and they've got something that is transportable. That's the sense, right? Because he's asking what is coming up from the like a Timros Ashan. It's something that is moving past them that they're seeing. So someone's asking this question. Either it's the Dode or the Raya. I can't tell you I know which one is asking the question, but there's until we got to this point in the Megillah, they were having a love affair, right? They're talking about she's looking for him, and they find each other, right? Now suddenly the action stops, and they're looking at something, right? The narrator of the Megillah is changing our view completely. He's taking you out of the conversation of the Dode and the Raya and finding each other in Benos Yerushalayim, and now it's, hey, look at that. There's a giant thing that's coming up, and it's Shlomo.
Amud of Asa Kesef, its pillars he made of silver, Mefirdas of Zahav, and cushion of gold, Merkavo, Agramon, couches of purple linen, Tocha, Rus of Ahava, and the doors of Yerushalayim, the doors of Yerushalayim paved it with love.
Okay, so what does that sound like? You've got pillars of gold and purple. Yes, Mishkan, right? That's what you had in the allegorical translation.
HaShirim palace.
That's also very interesting, right? Because that is described in a very similar way to the Mishkan in general. And you have Shushan Habira, Yerushalayim Habira.
Nice pick. Nice pick.
Where am I?
Se'ena u're'ena.
Se'enu Re'ena B'no Sion, come out of doors of Sion, but Melech Shlomo, and gaze at Shlomo the king, by Torah, She'itra Lo Imo, see the crown his mother set on his head, B'yom Chasunoso on the day of his wedding, Yom Simchas Libo, on the day of his heart's great joy.
Okay,
This is getting better.
it's getting better.
Yeah,
What's better about it?
it just
The language is easier.
yeah, a little right.
Okay.
Right, it's just the language, the meaning is more obscure. The language is clearer.
Right.
Well,
yeah.
so there's a couple of things. First of all, historically, this never happened. There was never a day where Shlomo's mother crowned him, at least that we know of from Malachim. If anyone's crowning Shlomo, who's it going to be?
David and Melech.
David HaMelech, right?
Right,
Actually,
he
Shlomo's
declared.
mother absolutely did. So I was
She fought for him to have the crown.
Right.
I think it's alluding to that big
Uh-huh,
role
that's-
that she played.
Okay,
More than a big role. She was the one. She was the.
She said you
protagonist.
gotta swear to me.
good, very good. Okay. An interesting side point that I don't want to get into too much. Why did Jewish kings wear crowns? There is no mitzvah in the Torah that I'm aware of for a Jewish king to wear a crown.
It's because of the Shemin, the Mashiachas.
Right, yes, they were definitely anointed, but a crown. I'm talking about like something they stuck on the head.
It's an idea of the Mashiachas.
So you're saying are you saying the crown is like to represent the oil?
That's what the other
Interesting.
nations do, and like we
That's also
asked for a
interesting.
king in an improper way, so we kind of have a king improperly like they do.
Interesting.
The only way you could have a king was if he was anointed.
Yes,
Right, but
for
he
sure.
said-
And the anointed
I'm talking about the
Saying, what's with the
gold
fashion
thing
statement?
sitting on their head.
The thing has sitting in as a representation.
Just symbolic.
of the
Of the oil.
Yeah,
that
but
was-
says who? Why the
No,
fashion
that's a-
statement?
that's a
why
fair
Why
measure.
doesn't the king wear a red robe? Okay, like or purple robe.
They did.
Right. Okay. Why isn't that enough? Okay, I'm the only dude who gets to wear purple here.
Or you can do what the Greeks did. They took like a wreath.
Right.
It doesn't have to be a gold.
Right. Hail Caesar. Right. Or whoever.
And we should point out again the focus here is on the mother, right? Before she was talking about the mother taking into the
mother's
house of the
house.
mother, and now it's the mother who's crowning Shlomo. There's also a trend here just in how the Megillah is written, where you'll get one description and then like either a more specific or a greater version of that same description. So it's ba'atara shitra lo imo b'yom chatunato, and then what's even greater than yom chatunato is yom simchat libo. Right? You get this pairing all the time that
He's
she brought him
also
into
happy on his wedding day. Wow.
So that's important. The crown on the wedding day, not on the day of inauguration, because Hassan used to wear crowns.
But go back to you. So why would you say they wore crowns?
I want to leave it open as a question. I don't know. Who wants to take over for Perek Daled?
Here you go, David. Take this one. Easy to read.
If I have my glasses, I'm not so sure.
Can you see it? No, continue.
הנה יפה, וישאי, הנה יפה, עיניך ימים,
Yonim.
יונים, ממסד, I don't have my glasses, I'm not.
Yeah. You want me to?
Okay, go ahead.
You want to do?
I don't
Okay. Go for it.
I've reached that
That's
age.
no, that's the culture issue.
Oh, you need glasses
This might be a
also?
little bigger.
I can do it. I can do it.
Charles,
Right.
why don't you go ahead?
הינך יפה רעייתי, הינך יפה עינייך, יונים מבעד לצמתך, שרך כעדר העזים שגלשו מהר גלעד. Oh, you are fair, my friend. Oh, you are fair. Your eyes are doves through the screen of your tresses. Your hair is like a herd of goats that have swept down from Mount Gilad.
We're changing courses now?
Yeah,
Okay,
now
so
it's
now
back
we're
to
back-
like first chapter kind of stuff, right?
Right. Right. We're back to
Back
goats.
to like-
yes, they've got
Oh,
a stream of
oh,
goats.
baby.
There's no good. We're going back.
Yeah,
to
let's go back to these animal references.
Well, so we again have the pattern of hinach yafa rayati, which is you're beautiful, and then hinach yafa einayich yonim. I'm going to give you an even bigger, an even
Yeah.
more descriptive.
We
Not
said
only
your eyes
beautiful.
are doves already.
So I don't
We're
know
trying to
if
get
this
off
is
of it.
now him talking to her.
Oh, even so, like
It's the same motion.
it's like you're beautiful, honey. No, you're beautiful.
No,
Like,
it's you're beautiful. You're so beautiful. Your eyes are like doves.
right, but I'm just saying, like if you're saying if you say to a girl,
No, your eyes are like doves. No,
Right.
your eyes are
right,
like
right,
doves.
it's like the same compliment kind of loses a little punch, doesn't it? I mean, maybe in the
Get
old
creative.
days,
Get creative.
maybe in the old days it was a different custom. You said something back, it meant like
Right. I hear
Like,
that.
You're making it. Who knows? I don't know what the custom is.
The last reference wasn't your hair was like a flock of goats. Was
No,
it?
no. This is the first time we've got the hair as a flock of goats. But before that, mibala tzamatech, you had in your tresses, right? Something about hair.
Yeah,
Does anyone else have a different translation for tzamatech?
From the
through
thick
the
of your hair.
screen of
Thick of your hair,
tresses.
you have screen of your tresses. I have behind your veil.
Oh,
Right behind you,
How's
the alley
that,
hair
how's
like a
that
flock.
veil?
Tzamatech. I think it's the veil that's holding the hair.
okay.
Behind your veil,
Right.
your hair is like a flock of goats.
All right.
Okay.
Shinayech ke'eder haktsuvot she'alu min harachza shekulam mat'imot shekula ein bahem. So your teeth like a flock of matched ewes that have come up from the washing, all of them alike, and none has lost its young. So
Okay.
hey, you got a nice set of chompers there.
Right. So you know this in the ancient world. That's actually a pretty big compliment that
Yeah.
you've got all your teeth. Is like, but it's still a weird thing to say. Like, not only do you have, am I extolling the fact that you have all your teeth, but they're like a bunch of yous, and they're all twins. It's a weird kind of compliment in any age.
Yeah. So, okay. All right. So in Kahut Hashani, Siftotayich Umidbarech Nave
Umidbar. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
Umidbarech Nave Kafelach Harimon Rakatech Mibad Litzamatech. There it is again.
Yes.
All right. Like a scarlet thread, your lips and your tongue desire, like cut pomegranate, your cheekbones through the screen of your tresses. Like, did I not finish?
No. That's it. That's the end of Pasuk 3.
Right.
Don't knock it till you
This
try
this this isn't it's
Don't knock it till you try it.
right. Okay, keep going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's keep going.
Kamigdal David, Savarech. Okay, Banui letalpiot, Elef, Hamagain, Talui alav kol shilte hagiborim. Okay, like the Tower of David, your neck built gloriously. 1,000 shields are hung on it, all the warriors' bucklers. Okay,
Okay. Something.
interesting.
So the thing that stuck out to me about this pasuk is how much it reminded me of the bed of Shlomo that we just had before. That what is being described over here as her neck is not just her neck, but her neck is being surrounded by the shields of warriors, just like the bed of Shlomo was being surrounded by a bunch of warriors.
Incidentally, I mean, I don't know the fact that, I don't know what the Hebrew words for all these things are, but a buckler is like sort of like a budget shield. It's not like a fancy schmancy thing. It's literally something you buckle on your arm.
Right.
Whereas like a tower shield is like you hold it up to like
So
blocks.
the word in Hebrew is magain. I don't know why they got bucklers. Here I have just shields.
uh,
Magain is just a shield. I don't know if it's a specific kind of. I hear what you're saying.
no. Shilte hagiburim is it's translating as bucklers here, whereas magain is shields.
Oh,
A
shilte
1,000
hagibu-
shields.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I don't have buckler shield for Shilte Giborim either. I have the quivers of a warrior.
And this one does
Oh.
the exact opposite. Elef Hamagain, 1,000 bucklers.
Oh,
Right.
that's funny.
And they call shields. So they run all the shields of the, all the shields of the
Uh-huh.
warriors.
Right, because like I'm just pointing out, like there's a bunch of different kinds of shields that they use in ancient
Yes.
warfare because I studied them in college. 'Cause
That's
I'm a
very
nerd.
interesting.
But like a buckler is not. It's designed to give you like a little protection, but free your hands up for battle.
Well, okay. So what's being described here? Before we get to the allegory, even the pshat has to have a pshat, right?
Right.
Why is he describing her neck as hung with a bunch of shields?
Right, because
She's
it's
probably wearing a necklace.
Right.
It's some sort of
That's smart.
it's a description.
wouldn't have gotten
It's a
that.
poetic description of a necklace.
Uh-huh.
Why are they calling it Middle of David?
Yeah.
The Tower of David is like a tower. Your
Oh,
neck's like
Strong and
it's
I,
a
maybe it's
graceful
strength.
neck.
Maybe it's just something that's known, right? Like if I'm going to compare you to, I don't know, the Eiffel Tower, so
right.
everyone knows the Eiffel Tower. If I mention Migdal David, it's something that's known to the people who I'm talking to.
It's
Right.
also represent the strength.
To have a long
For
neck
sure.
is like a graceful thing, like a lady has, whatever. There's that African tribe that stretches out their necks with
Oh
the
yeah,
rings.
that's super
Yeah.
weird. Okay, speaking of super weird, wait till we get to the next one.
Okay. So hold on. Okay. Shnei shadayich kishnei afarim toome sivia haroim bashoshanim. Okay. So your two breasts are like two fawns, twins of a gazelle that graze among the lilies.
That's a very weird thing to be comparing. That's
Uh-huh.
all I'm gonna say about that.
Right.
It is. It's like,
Gazelle. Doesn't make any sense.
I mean, the gazelle in the ancient world was certainly associated with like love
I thought it was like
being like
playfulness.
more than playfulness, like robustly, like there was sexuality that was associated with the
gazelle.
deer and the gazelle, and yeah,
And
those,
the fawn also?
yes.
So the fawns and the gazelle. Okay.
A fawn. That's a baby deer?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Ad shiafuach hayom v'nasu hatzlalim elech li el har hamor ve'el givat halvona. Okay. Till morning's breeze blows and the shadows flee, I will go to the mountain of myrrh and to the hill of frankincense.
So this is like a rendezvous. I want you to
Yeah.
know where I'm going because I want to meet you there. Okay,
Uh-huh.
and we're gonna talk about when and if they meet.
Uh-huh. Kulach yafa rayati umum ein bach. Okay, you are wholly fair, my friend. There is no blemish in you.
You are beautiful, my love, my perfect one.
Wow, that's a very different translation. I have closer.
I am stealing some of this stuff. I am totally stealing.
Yeah.
Cyrano de Bergerac.
Yeah. Iti milvanon kala iti milvanon tavoi tashuri merosh amana merosh snir vechermon mimonot arayot mehare nemerim. Okay, with me from Lebanon, bride, with me from Lebanon come. Gaze from the peak of Amana, from the peak of Sinir and Hermon, from the lion's dens, from the leopard's mountains.
Yep.
I got lions' dens and leopards' mountains. Mehare Nemerim.
Right, they have it.
Nemer is a leopard,
I
and
know.
Arayot is a lion. So,
So funny, they had it backwards.
yeah, I don't.
That's weird.
Okay, one thing that is, I think, interesting to point out about how this Megillah is written is that it will pick a word and then play with that word in either how it sounds or what it means and how it's used. For example, in Pasuk 6, we talk about Elech li el har hamor ve'el givat halivona, right? The hill of Livona means the hill of frankincense, the Livona. But then we get into Pasuk 8, and it's iti milvanon. That's the same word, but it's now talking about Lebanon. It's not talking about frankincense. But in Hebrew, Livona and Livanon, and we're going to see in the next pasuk, Libavtani, which also has the same sound. It doesn't necessarily mean the same thing, but it's the author is playing with that sound and that word to mean different things, to catch your ear as you read it. You should be the reader, the listener, will be hearing Livona, Livanon, Livavtani over and over that sound, and it will draw attention to it.
Okay. Libav tini achoti chala libav tini ba'achat me'enayech ba'achad anak mitzavronayech. Okay. You have captured my heart, my sister bride. You have captured my heart with one glance of your eyes, with one beat of your necklace.
Okay, so libav tini is like a made-up word that I don't know if we have any other time in Tanakh, maybe once or twice, but it's like verbifying the word the same way we had earlier by Lissusasi, like I made you into a horse, right? That's not usually how you would say it. Here it's the same thing. Libav tini is something, you did something to me with your heart, right?
Verbing weirds language.
Yeah.
You've ravished my heart.
Ravish my heart. You've captured my heart is what I have. Anyone else have something for Libav
What do you have?
Captured. You have. What do you have?
You captured.
Captured. Okay. And here's
L'chak, that's Libby. You took my heart.
yeah. And here's how we kind of, or at least how I picked up on the fact that the earlier thing was talking about a necklace with the shields is because he's actually saying like you captured me by a flick of your necklace.
It's funny that they mentioned necklace here, whereas before they sort of like alluded to a necklace.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Ma yafu dodayich, achoti chala, ma tovu dodayich, miyayin v'reach, shemanayich, mikol besamim. Okay? How beautiful you're loving, my sister bride, how much better you're loving than wine, and the scent of your unguents than all perfumes.
Scent of your what? Unguents?
Unguents, or...
Okay. That's a unnecessary word.
Yeah.
So here's the first time that the Dode is calling the Raya Achoti Kala. Later on, she's going to talk about wanting him to be her brother. This sounds like it's just a language of affection.
Right, sister wife.
Right.
Which has a different meaning nowadays.
Right.
Like Mormons in the compound. But we have this lashon of you're better than wine right at the beginning.
Yes.
Right? Like
Yes.
your kisses or whatever are better than wine from before.
Right.
Okay. Nofet titofna siftotayich kala devash v'chalav tachat l'shonech v'reach salmotayich kareach levanon. Okay, so nectar your lips drip, bride, honey and milk are under your tongue, and the scent of your robes like Lebanon scent.
Okay. So here again, you can pick up just the play of language. Noft titofna siftotayich, right? You can hear the language being intentionally like repetitive
Almost
or
like a rap song, like where they use the same syllables over and over again.
The other thing I will mention, and I probably should have mentioned it earlier, is we get a lot of the beauty that is usually reserved for a description of Eretz Yisrael is applied to the Raya. So, Siftotayich kala devash v'chalav tachet l'shoneich. Eretz Yisrael is zivat chalav u'devash, right? So she's got sweetness and milk under her tongue. The reason she's being extolled that way is because in an allegorical sense we're extolling Eretz Yisrael in a similar fashion. And that's why we've got the Reach Levanon, etc.
Right.
The next.
No, I know where it says it, but what are you saying?
That's one of the praises of Eretz Yisrael, is that it has the cedars of Lebanon.
Eretz Yisrael is the cedars of Lebanon?
That's part of what they used to build.
Israel.
Yeah, northern Israel, and what they used to build the Mishkan.
Right.
Gan naul achoti chala, gal naul mayan chatum. A locked garden, my sister bride, a locked well, a sealed spring. Naul is like a sandal, right? No, lion. Right, so it's like a sandaled garden almost, which is weird. I mean,
that's interesting. I'm not sure why Na'alayim is sandal. I mean, I know that it is. I don't know what the connection. It must be something about closing the strap.
I mean, I was, the Daf Yomi was in Tanit recently, and they talk about wearing sandals a lot. Yeah. So I remember the word.
And we're going to have later on Ma'yafu Pamayich Ba Na'olim Bat Nadiv.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to try to shut up so we can get through the rest of this.
Well, we got only a couple more. Shlachayich pardes rimonim im pri megadim kafarim im neradim. Okay, hold on, I lost my place in the English.
13.
All right, your branches, an orchard of pomegranates with luscious fruit, henna and spikenard. Spikenard and saffron. Okay.
The only thing I'll point out is the rhyme at the end.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah.
So you've got rimonim, megadim, kefarim, neradim.
Right. Nerd v'char kom kane v'kinamon im kol atse levona mor v'ahalot im kol rashe v'samim. Right. Spikenard and saffron, cane and cinnamon with every tree of frankincense, myrrh and aloes with every choice perfume.
So most of these are not native to Eretz Yisrael. These have to be imported from all over the world, cinnamon. Which is, what's that?
I'm saying cinnamon. Definitely
yeah, cinnamon is definitely not. And this is part of why we can date the Megillah to the times of Shlomo, is because that's when it was described.
International
right,
commerce.
Yes, there was international commerce for these specific things. Later on, like by the second Beit HaMikdash, a lot of these things were transported by ship and weren't coming by caravan, and some of these things didn't make it into Eretz Yisrael because of that, because the boats didn't go through.
Right. Mayan ganim be'er mayim chayim v'nozlim min halvanon.
Min
Min
Lebanon.
Lebanon. Sorry. Force a habit. A garden spring, a garden of fresh water and streams from Lebanon. Okay. Uri Safon Uvoi Teman Hafichi Gani Yizlu V'Samav Yavo Dodi Legano V'Yochal Pri Megadav. Okay. So arise, O north, and come, O south. Blow on my garden, let its perfumes flow. Let my lover come to his garden and eat its luscious fruit.
Okay, so even in the pshat, like we said, the pshat has to have a pshat. We're going to do one more pasuk because this isn't the actual end of the parak. When she says that my lover should come and eat of the fruit in the garden, she's not talking about him coming and eating fruit in a literal sense. She wants him to partake in her as the garden. And then the next pasuk is the actual end of the parak. Remember, the prakim were set up by the Archbishop of Canterbury and don't really mean anything.
Right.
The next pasuk has a stuma at the end, so it's the end of the actual discussion. And he just comes in and does exactly what she invites him to do.
Right, it actually says this here, like it says 5:1, but it's still appended onto the previous
Right.
chapter.
Yeah, that's right. I think they do that over here too, right? You have five. Not starting a new page. You have it as the appendix to 4.
Right. Bati legani achoti chala ariti mori im besami achalti yari im divshi shatiti yeni im chalavi ichlu reim shtu v'shichru dodim. So I have come to my garden, my sister bride. I've gathered my myrrh with my perfume. I have eaten my honeycomb with my honey. I have drunk my wine with my milk. Eat, friends, and drink. Be drunk with loving.
Okay, so he's taken up her invitation. He's come, and you see he's calling it his garden now, right? She was inviting him to her garden. He's now describing her garden as his garden. You see everything ends in yud, right? Ariti mori im besami achalti yeiri. This is all now him taking sort of ownership and being an active participant in the relationship. These last 4 words are an interesting question as to who is saying them. That eat lovers and drink deep with love is what I have as the translation over here. That's not him saying that. That's not her saying it. The most interesting explanation I've heard is that's the narrator. That's the narrator basically talking to the characters, the man and the woman, saying, what you're doing is the right thing. Enjoy yourself. Okay, we'll pick up from Pasuk Bet next time.
Sure.